This is our last panel for today. So what do we need? We need a bit of inspiration. And I'm sure that this wonderful panel will give you inspiration because we have real doers, people who made a step, who did not draw in disappointment or in failures on anything, or probably they did, but they got up. So I would like to start from a short introduction from our participants and do the panel in a blitz format. So no long answers and no long speeches, but short and crisp feedback, what can inspire others. So let's start from Maria. Can you give us a bit of insights how you decided to start your own startup? What happened that morning when you did that?
Okay, so there was an opportunity. There's always an opportunity. So back then in 2020, the Research Innovation Foundation launched some programs for grants for researchers that would like to create their own startups. And I was at GIO's Center of Excellence at the University of Cyprus at the moment. I was already working on a proposal for one of the projects that I have been researching and working for at the university. And I asked my professor if we can submit another proposal. So what was happening behind all the scenes was me trying to find something that I can do and something that I can lead. Because in the university, you know, you are the researcher, and on top of you, there is a senior researcher, and then there is the lecturer, and it goes on and on. And I had to find something that no one else in the department was working on so that I could lead it. And I came up with this idea. I mean, before that, I was also, I have a book with ideas, right? I have a little notebook that I write all of the ideas. And there was this one idea that whoever I shared it with was like interesting. So I pitched that idea to my professor, and the professor said something like, okay, Maria, if you finish the proposal for the other project, the one that you're supposed to do as part of your work, and you have time, please go ahead and submit it. And this is how it happened. I completed the one proposal. My senior researcher said, he replied to the email saying that I couldn't write it better myself. I forwarded that email to my professor, and he replied, okay, go ahead. Both proposals got accepted. The other project, which was one with the drones, was led by the senior researcher, and I left the university to focus on the startup, who became Malloc, a cybersecurity startup focused on mobile security.
So you made a business out of an idea. Advice number one, if you have an idea, you may have a business. So then, Anna?
I had quite similar situation. My startup journey began in 2015, and in my technical university as well. I had a conversation with a friend. He invited me to build courses for engineers, how to become entrepreneurs. And together with Intel, we created this program where was built my first startup, a hardware startup. So to be surrounded with tech universities, with tech ecosystem courses and so on, it do help to begin this journey. But after all, I was consulted startups working in venture ecosystem. That's why I started to build my second startup. So it's not the beginning.
So technology is a great source for any startups because it's full of ideas.
Yep.
Thank you. Violetta?
Hi, my name is Violetta. So my journey, I was a student at law school, actually, and I was studying in the UK at the time. I wanted to get a bit of experience in the legal industry, so I started working as a paralegal in a few companies. And actually, I realized that many of these companies struggled a lot with managing legal. So whether it was contracts, reviews, they had like piles and piles of contracts. They weren't being managed properly, and actually that led to a few problems. They missed on key deadlines, they missed on many of their obligations, which caused them to essentially go into litigation and waste a lot of money in that. So that kind of caused me to think that a lot of companies, small or medium, struggle with similar problems. So it was kind of a prompt to start my company, Formulaw. And essentially what we do is try to solve this problem for small, medium-sized businesses who have struggles with managing their contracts on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, we started the project a year and a half ago, and we are ongoing now.
So
that
you
was-
found your inspiration in optimization.
Yeah, essentially.
Thank you. Diana?
Hello, my name is Diana. I'm the founder of Anymaster. Probably some of you already know our startup in Cyprus. To be honest, my personal journey started with a very great example of my life. My mother is a really strong entrepreneurial woman who built a huge business, which actually has been sold yesterday. And yeah, I think it's a nice journey to observe, because during the whole my life I was seeing them fighting together with my father to build something, and to see how it also, when it's the time to release and to step down, it's also a great lesson, because you don't really see the endings of great stories, I think, usually in movies or somewhere. So so I think that from the very childhood, I was always observing the example of the person who doesn't work with hours, who is committing to something greater, who want to change something. And I still believe that it's something that we all need to do, like all women need to do, is to show this great example to other small girls. And it's very difficult to change something in grown-ups, but as a mentor today, I believe this is our duty. If any of the women can empower another woman, I think it should be a little woman. It's much easier. So, and my start, before I was mainly working in a very entrepreneurial startup ecosystem, but 2 years ago I decided to step into my own journey, Anymaster, and I still believe that this is one of the businesses where I also help women to outsource a lot of householding stuff, which is still expected somehow to be combined together with an entrepreneurial journey.
Thank you. Very inspiring story. And I would like to build the next question on top of that. Who inspires you? Who inspired you to make the first step? Because the first step is usually the most complicated. It's always easy to have a career, job, job in the corporation, and not to risk. Who inspired you to risk?
If actually I can just add and then maybe to pass the word. Actually, I think that inspiring in my life came not only from my mother, but also from my grandfather, because all other children in the family were boys. And luckily enough, my grandfather, he was also quite entrepreneurial, but in Soviet it wasn't really entrepreneurial life, but the same. And he was always saying that, oh, you're the smartest out of the boys. Oh, you're the strongest out of the boys. So I think that this implication of not giving you an expectation that you're the most beautiful or the most cute one inspired a lot. So for the other part, for the men, like we as a women, we need to inspire other girls, but all men in this house, I mean in this building, also should remember that their daughters, their wives, is actually requires a lot this support from the men as well.
Amazing advice, because we have many men here. So if you have daughters, come to their home and tell them that they are not the most beautiful, but they are the smartest, and they can do whatever they want in their life. They can be architects, engineers, technical people, whatever they want, not just to be the smartest people on the planet. Okay.
That's impressive. Thank you for sharing, because at first I didn't know what to answer, but now that's definitely true that my mom, all my childhood, told me that, Anna, you are the best. Anna, you're the smartest girl. All the things. And you know, it gives you so much energy to do everything. You can handle everything. It's all in our arms. And thank you for sharing. And after that, I just had an example of similar startup that built next generation of my previous company. And during maternity leave, I decided, okay, it's time to do another startup. And I had, from one side, many difficulties because you have to spend time with the baby, with the child. But at the same moment, you see how he's growing up and you want to build something bigger for him as well. So probably my second motivation is my baby.
Great, great.
I didn't really grew up and had a model like a woman entrepreneur or someone in technology I was looking up to. But for sure, I had the full support of my family and the validation that my family was giving to me. So I remember different times in my life that, like, my mother was used to be saying, okay, my other sister is going to become a lawyer and she's going to come back to Cyprus. And Maria, she can do whatever she wants. Maria will find her path in life. I remember when I was about to do my Google internship in Zurich, my mother was crying. She called me and she was saying, no, I was doing a PhD in the UK at the moment, and she was saying, Maria, don't do that, and you don't know the language, and where are you going to go there, and we don't know anyone in Zurich, and who's going to help you, and all these crazy things. And then she talked with my uncle. My uncle in my mother's family, he's like a very prominent figure because he was working in a big four company at the moment. He was making a lot of money, so everyone was respecting him. And he told her, get him to my mother, leave the let the child do whatever she wants, and other people will pay money to work at Google. So after that, she fully supported me in doing anything I wanted in my life. And my father also, he was like, you know better what will be your job in the future. You know better what this world means. And this is also like an advice if you have any children. Of course, we don't know what's the occupations of the future. We don't know what jobs will be required in the futures. But your child knows because they're living in the present and they can see the world and they can respond to the world needs. And of course, I also had very good mentors supporting me throughout my career, starting from university professors and then mentors at the companies I was working on and then at the university. And now at YC as well, we have a lot of mentors that are supporting and guiding us.
Thank you. The best advice, the best answer to the question, what should I do in my life? It's live your own life because the other places are occupied. I think this is the advice you are getting all your life. Violetta?
So similarly to my fellow panelists here, I have a very dynamic mother who has been my role model for my entire life. She is a lawyer and she came to Cyprus from Russia when she was only 20 years old, and she studied law in Russia. She had absolutely no idea about the legal system here. However, she worked really hard and achieved a very good position to where she is now. And she's always worked very hard. And that was honestly the biggest motivation for me to start my own startup because I was a bit of a coward in the beginning. I mean, it's very difficult to start something and have so many rejections when you're pitching your idea to investors, etc. So, I mean, I just kept pushing, I guess, and I had the support of such an important person in my life to help me get through it.
Thank you, thank you. I'm sure in this audience we have many great people with many ideas. So my last question would be, what would you advise to people with ideas but who are not ready probably to make a step? What would be your advice to them?
First of all, I would suggest to join, if it's possible, to some startup ecosystem. Like there are Women in Tech Club where there are entrepreneurs, probably another, like today session. And the second one, just start to try. You don't need to change your life completely from day one. So understand what you want what problem you want to solve, how big is this market, what the opportunities. Find your co-founders to work together, because when you have a team, it's easier. Even with my second company, first of all, I found a team and we started to generate ideas. After that, I found the mentor, what's also important, and already start to talk to clients. So as soon as you start to talk to clients, you confirm your problem, you can start to do something to solve this problem with your co-founders, with your team. And after that, step by step, you already can understand how it's important for you and switch.
Thank you.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I also think that it's very important to have a good support system. Like, it's very important to have mentors. We started with a team of 2 people, and we honestly had no idea how to navigate the startup ecosystem. So we got in touch with a few people who became our mentors because they ended up liking our idea. And then we applied to Deloitte's ARIS Accelerator here in Cyprus. We got in and we got exceptional mentors who helped us reach where we are now. So I definitely think that if you do have an idea and you really believe in it, find people who also do, and then just leverage that and work hard to reach where you want to be.
Thank you. Diana?
I was trying to think what would be an advice. I think there is no advice, to be honest. What I've learned from my mistakes or my experience is actually that just do mistakes. It's like fine. The biggest difference is that, I don't know if I can put it right. I will try not to sound weird. When you are, I don't know, expected to wash the dishes, you can break a plate and nobody will judge you as a woman to break a plate. Like, it's fine. Why you? But if you do wrong in business, you think that someone will judge you. But actually, men, they never think that someone will judge them. Like, they can break whatever they want. And I think these small voices in many, many women's head that, oh, I did this wrong, I did maybe this not that good. This is the worst enemy of you, like comparison to anyone. Like, nobody is better than you. Like, it's very egoistic maybe, but only egoism help. Like, this perfectionism to yourself, and like, not perfectionism, I think some other word is the right one, but when you believe that you are for some reason is better than all others, I don't know how to cultivate it. It's something very inner, but comparison is evil. Just kill it. Like, as soon as you think that you may be not good enough for something, just kill this idea. It's stupid. Like, be dummy, self-aware for some reason, without reason, actually, better.
Thank you. Maria?
My advice will be to do the step, but like really do the step, like 100% do the step and be there and fight it and break any barriers that come in your way. And if you fail, you fail, right? But at least you tried. But if you're gonna try, and if you have like something, a feeling that this might work, and you have something inside you that says, this idea, it's special, I think I found something, really put yourself out there and commit the time and put the effort, because no one else is gonna do it for you. And yeah, if it fails, it fails. Startups fail, that's fine.
Yes. Just wake up one day and say it's today. The day is today. Thank you very much. We have very inspiring, smart, wonderful women.